Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Sansbury. I'm the Acting Training Bureau Commander, and I stand here before you today on behalf of Training Bureau Commander Tom Quinlan. On behalf of the Chief of Police and members of the Division of Police, I welcome you to the graduation of the 118th recruit class. Please stand for the invocation by Reverend Richard Ellsworth. After the invocation, please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Police Honor Guard and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us look to God in a moment of prayer. Truly, this is the day that you have made, O Lord, a day of celebration. These individuals who have had their training and are now going to be commissioned will go out and make the city of Columbus a safer place for all of us. And that is an item of business that calls for celebration. We thank you for the lessons they have learned in this academy. They have heard sermons, but sermons that haven't always been given with words, but by example. Because the cadre here believes in the core values, they live the core values, and they have shared the core values with these individuals. We thank you for the families that have been so supportive of these individuals, who have been encouragers. And we thank you, all of us gathered together here today, for the privilege of living in this great nation and in this wonderful city. We thank you for those who even now are serving in our armed forces or out on the highways and the byways, protecting us, and we ask that you'll protect them. And now, God, continue to guide us in all that is said and done here today, as we give thanks for these wonderful individuals who responded to the call to become ministers of justice, serving others, truly, in the name of the one who put service above self. Amen.
We're fortunate today to have several distinguished guests with us to celebrate this graduation. Mayor of Columbus, Michael B. Coleman. City Council President Andrew J. Ginther. Director of Public Safety Mitchell J. Brown. Chief of Police Kim Jacobs. Police Chaplain Reverend Richard Ellsworth. Deputy Chief Stephen Gamble, Deputy Chief Jeffrey Blackwell, Deputy Chief Richard Bash, Deputy Chief Timothy Becker, Deputy Chief Ronald Gray, and Acting Deputy Chief Suzanne Kermode. In the front row with us today, we have Chief Walter Distelswag, City Auditor Hugh J. Dorian, City Attorney Richard C. Pfeiffer, Jr., Assistant Director of Public Safety Robert L. Stewart, Fire Chief Greg Paxton, Franklin County Sheriff Zach Scott, Assistant Fire Chief David Walton, City Council Member Zachary Klein, and Adjutant General of the State of Ohio, Major General Deborah A. Ashenhurst. The basic training staff members who are responsible for the training and guidance of these new officers over the last 27 weeks are Lieutenant Ty Brust, Sergeant Ted Reardon, Officer James Ashenhurst, Officer Thomas Page, Officer Jackson Rennie, and Officer Tracy Shaw. I'd also like to mention our Secretary, Ms. Tammy Yates. And on behalf of the entire Training Bureau staff, I would also like to thank Ms. Tina Hundley. Tina served as the Training Academy Secretary for more than 13 years, ensuring that the entire training operation ran smoothly, and many of the individuals in this room can attest to that. So thank you, Tina. I would like to thank the staff for their continued significant contribution to this recruit class and to the Training Bureau. It is through the staff's dedication that allows me to say I am very proud of this entire class for their accomplishments in meeting the challenges of becoming professional police officers. Thank you. I also want to take a moment to thank Sergeant Doug Fulmer and Sergeant Matt Weekly for ensuring the class is well trained in firearms and defensive tactics. I'd also like to recognize members of the Academy staff who will now be responsible for the career development of the 118th class during the 15 weeks of field training. Sergeant Laura Suber and Officer Pete Vanderbilt. Each recruit class elects officers. The officers for the 118th class are President Brett H. Popp, Vice President Christopher J. Francis, Secretary Dustin G. Dilley, Treasurer Paul R. Zabo, and the Orator Jeffrey R. Mooney. At this time, Officer Brett Popp will cite the Code of Ethics.
Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve the community, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all and will behave in a manner which does not bring discredit to me or my agency. I will maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the law and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, political beliefs, aspirations, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of police service. I will never engage in acts of bribery, nor will I condone such acts by other police officers. I will cooperate with all legally authorized agencies and their representatives in the pursuit of justice. I know that I alone am responsible for my own standard of professional performance and will take every opportunity to enhance and improve my level of knowledge and competence. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself to my chosen profession, law enforcement.
Thank you, Officer Popp. It is my honor now to introduce Mayor Michael B. Coleman.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody's staying cool today. Not everyone can be a police officer. In fact, this class started out with 35 people. Today there are 29. And not everybody can serve our city as a police officer. It takes special talent, special skill, a special intellect. It takes all kinds of things that some were born with, but many were trained for as a result of this academy. And to see the transformation of these men and women from their first day, the very first day here at the academy, is an incredible sight, because you wouldn't have recognized any of these folks from the first day to the day. I'm proud of them. Where they were, where they are today, and where they're going in the future. They were merely aspiring on their first day. And then throughout the course of the many weeks and months, they became accomplished. And now today, they will be sworn in as the protectors of life, property, order in society, the rule of law. It's an incredible sight to see the transformation of these men and women. But they know, too, that it's not just them that are going through this challenge over these past several weeks. It's the families as well. Each of you went through it as well. I see you all here excited and proud of your person up here, but they know Each of them knows that you stood by them in the trials and tribulations of this academy, because this academy is tough. It's really tough. After all, this is 29 of 35 that have gotten through. And we all know that there is no higher calling than public service, no greater calling than the field of public service to protect our citizens. So once again, congratulations. I'm proud of these men and women. And this happens to be the hottest day of the year. And we saved it for this day, this graduation on this day. We made sure the air conditioning was on as well. God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor Coleman. I'm now pleased to introduce City Council President Andrew J. Ginther.
Good afternoon. I am thrilled to be here today with Councilmember Klein representing Columbus City Council, and wanted to share with you that our Safety Chair, Michelle Mills, is very disappointed she couldn't be here today. She is out of town on business, but she is very excited and proud to be part of this fantastic new group of recruits and soon-to-be police officers protecting the people of Columbus. I do want to make mention, sometimes we forget rather quickly why we are certain places in our lives. And I need to remind those of you and this graduating class of officers that we wouldn't be here today if about 3 years ago, on a hot day like today, the people of Columbus had not chosen the future. We are in the position we are today as a city and as a community, not laying off police officers, but adding to the ranks. In fact, we are at a point in our city's history where we will have more uniformed officers as part of this division than ever before. And it is because of the people of Columbus who chose the future. So I just want to remind these graduates and soon-to-be officers, once they take their oath, that ultimately they report to many different folks within the Division of Police, but they ultimately serve the people of Columbus. That regardless of their duties, their charges, their assignments, we all serve the people of Columbus. And we are here, and we are celebrating their accomplishments as part of the best division of police in America because the people of Columbus. Thanks very much. We're very excited to share this day with you, and know as officers and as family members and loved ones of these officers, we will do everything in our power to make sure that your loved ones come home safely and that they have long, distinguished careers serving the great people of Columbus. Congratulations.
Thank you, Council President Ginther. I'm now pleased to introduce Safety Director Mitchell J. Brown.
Mayor, I have to tell you there is no air conditioning at police headquarters, and that's why all the police officers are here. But we're fixing it. But we're working on it, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I have the privilege to stand before you today to welcome 29 new police officers to the internationally accredited Columbus Division of Police. I would like to say congratulations to the newest officers, but more importantly, say thank you to their family, friends for providing the love and support they need to get to this day. However, as with each class, the 118th has managed to distinguish itself from all others. Let me share with you a few stories about the 118th. When recruits begin their training, they're scared. They try to do the right things and attempt to build relationships with the training staff. However, one recruit took a different approach. He sent the training sergeant flowers. and I have the card to prove it. However, he quickly learned that the sergeant does not like practical jokes, nor does he care for flowers. As I'm sure most of you are aware, each recruit class must endure being maced so that they understand the effect it has, but also how to properly react if they are overcome with mace. It is my understanding that 3 male recruits were convinced that mace wouldn't affect them, and they were sadly mistaken. Those present last night saw the before and after pictures, which are priceless. And I'm pleased to learn that recruits are eager to volunteer. But 2 recruits were a little too eager when they quickly volunteered before knowing the details. They later found that they volunteered to be tased in front of the local media. I'm certain that is not how they wanted to make their TV debut, and those pictures are also priceless. And finally, I want to thank Councilmember Zach Klein for taking the time to run with the recruits through the Franklinton area. Although he showed up a little late, he beat everyone to the finish line. He might want to consider changing careers. We'll take these out. These stories are always fun to share, and the memories of your training will last a lifetime. As you begin your career today, you are making a commitment to public service. Each day your work will be based on the core values necessary to be a Columbus police officer. These values are professionalism, respect, integrity, discipline, enthusiasm, and attention to detail and a sense of urgency. These core values are the driving force that will motivate you and encourage you to never give up. And as one recruit put it, quote, "Core values are the icing on the cake. They are the rules you live by and how you conduct yourself as a police officer. They are spread over you during the academy, and by the end of your training, you embody them completely. I can't stress enough how much your chief and I believe in these core values and expect you to follow them each and every day." As a safety director, I had the opportunity to meet with the recruits periodically throughout their training. We discussed the importance of the Constitution of the United States, the significance of the oath, and the responsibility of being a police officer. I asked each recruit to write an essay on the word that begins with the letter C. As you can imagine, many write about commitment, character, and courage. But one essay stood out to me in this particular class, and the word was Columbus. While the recruit didn't focus on the history of the city of Columbus as we celebrate our 200th anniversary, he focused on what Columbus meant to him. He referred back to a moment when, working as a police officer for another department, he and his partner responded to a man down call, or in this case, an intoxicated person who had passed out on the sidewalk. When they arrived at the location, it was the same individual they had dealt with many times in the past. It was what the partner did and said that struck a nerve with this recruit. While his partner was making the arrest, the man asked, "Why are you arresting me? You know I mean no harm." His partner immediately said, "You're in my city. You're on my streets, making my city look bad." At that moment, it all made sense. His partner had a true connection to his city, the city he was born in and raised there. Every day he worked the streets that he calls home. That's when this recruit realized his dream was to become a Columbus police officer, so that he too could have that same sense of connection as his partner had. As you start your journey in patrol, I hope that each of you find your connection to this great city that you now call home. I hope you have the compassion and desire to make our city better than any other. I want you to strive to meet the needs of this community and help them in the greatest time of need. I encourage you to be nice, listen, wave, get out of your cruiser and say hello and acknowledge them with a smile. I want you to build relationships with the community, and always remember, 9 out of 10 people are good, law-abiding residents. I can't stress enough the importance of customer service and how it can change the outcome of some situations. All of these efforts will go a long way in their perception of you and the division as a whole. In closing, I want to congratulate each of you on your decision to become a Columbus police officer. I encourage each of you to make full use of your abilities, keep your standards high, but adjust your expectations. The public will expect nothing less. I'll leave you with a quote from Marion Wright Edelman. "You really can change the world if you care enough." Congratulations. Lieutenant Stansbury, would you please call the 118th recruit class to attention?
118th recruit class.
Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? Raise your right hands. This one. That's right. The recruit sergeant will take care of them later on. One more day. I state your full name.
I, Robbie Whitlow Jr.
I, Kendall Tiga.
I, Glenn Speaker.
I, Robert Span.
I, Brian Ferrano. I, Daniel Foyle. I, Bryce Pittman.
I, Nicholas Moore.
I, Thomas Pearson.
I, Kath Rich.
I, Brian Rollins.
I, Alex Kistner.
I, Jennifer Holmes.
I, Richard Height.
I, Lincoln Green.
I, Jonathan Goodrich.
I, Michael Eschenberg.
I, Sean Conner.
I, Theo Cheer. I, Brandon Bright. I, Charles Bishop. I, Franklin Lucci.
I, John Olson. I, Paul Lively.
I, Brett Pop.
I, Chris Francis.
I, Justin Dillon. I, Paul Zabo.
I, Jeffrey Mooney.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear
That I will support.
that I will support
The Constitution of the United States of America.
the Constitution of the United States of America
And the Constitution and laws.
and the constitutional laws
Of the State of Ohio.
of the State of Ohio
And the laws and ordinances of.
and the laws and ordinances of
The City of Columbus.
the City of Columbus
And the rules and regulations of.
and the rules and regulations of
The Department of Public Safety.
the Department of Public Safety,
Division of Police.
Division of Police,
And that I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Of the Office of Police Officer. Division of Police. Department of Public Safety. City of Columbus. Columbus, Ohio. To which I have been appointed. According to law. And to the best of my ability. Mayor Coleman, 29 new police officers for the City of Columbus.
Thank you, Director. At this time, I am pleased to introduce to you Chief of Police Kim Jacobs.
Welcome to our fine academy. I'd like to thank all of the family members and friends of our new officers for coming to share this day with all of us as we welcome this new class into our ranks. I'd also like to thank the members of the administration for giving us this opportunity to add to our numbers. We really appreciate it, and we can use our help. We've been around for 200 years, and we will continue to need officers to pass the torch to the next generation of officers, and this is the new generation. The graduation ceremony is extremely important because it gives us a chance to talk about transformation, as the mayor discussed, and high hopes. For this group of officers, they have finished one phase of their training and are now anxious to move into another phase, coaching. To get here, they had to work hard. Even before they were hired, they actually had to work hard their whole life to be clean enough and follow the rules enough to make the grade with us. Not everybody that wants to be a police officer can be a police officer. We look for people that have good character and clean backgrounds. All of those officers behind me have that in common. And since they've walked through the doors right outside this room, they have been transformed. From the beginning of their journey to this day, we promised to train them, but we warned them that it would not be easy. I think they understand now why our training has been as extensive as it is. During the classroom training, they had to practice many different things. How many family members here know the 10 codes? What's a 10-6? Chief Distelzweig really appreciates your help with that. That kind of practice, just on that and everything else, is one of those things that the families do to assist in getting our officers to this point. That's one of the reasons why we have this ceremony, to thank all the people involved in that. and this group here has every right to be very proud of themselves. We ask every candidate for the job if they understand that the decisions that they will make and the actions that they may take may mean the difference between life and death for someone. Sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? But it is a reality, and they have all accepted this responsibility. That speaks pretty highly of them, doesn't it? The opportunity that they have to help others will be there every single day, and they seem determined to do that. Sounds like hard work, and you better believe it. There are not many people that agree to take that on in their work life, but they have done that. Another question we always ask them, right? Are you ready to work second shift, third shift, bad days off, perhaps some overtime? So when they answer yes, that I begin to wonder about their common sense. I'm kidding, of course. Some of the best years of my life were spent on second shift. I spent 12 years on second shift. And I did it, and they'll do it, because they will love this job. They agreed to take these bad days off and those hours because they want to do important work. In the 6 months that they've been here, they've been trained to do a variety of subjects to prepare them for the mental toughness that they'll have to do in this job. The transformation has gone well. From being the civilians they were on the very first and stressful and emotional day to today. Look at their very confident attitudes as they sit there. They don't know what to think right now, but they are confident. I spoke earlier that this was a time of high hopes. For each officer sitting here today, there is someone with a goal. While the goals may be different for each one of them, they all will try to reach them by learning how to do this difficult job. The opportunity for a demanding new career is here, for a new start, for advancement, for a feeling of pride in one's work, for a sense of accomplishment and purpose. They have high hopes that whatever that goal is, they can get there with this rewarding opportunity. We've taught them to set goals, sometimes a simple goal, 10 more push-ups, and sometimes a far more difficult one, maybe, to talk, listen to the radio, and drive all at the same time. We've taught them to aim high and on target. We've taught them to fight hard to achieve those goals. We've taught them to celebrate those goals and then set more. This is how they will continue to be transformed and continue to make a difference for years to come. I always think it's interesting, too, when we're reviewing the background packages, the director and I talk about, wow, this one sounds great. We should just clone all of these recruits and candidates. But what we really, truly know is that they're all different. They all have different strengths. They all have different skills to bring to this game. And it's that variety of strengths and the variety of talent that we have that will add to our ability to do our job. They add insight and they complement each other. And that's what teamwork is all about. In the next few weeks, they're going to have some pressure-packed moments and periods of time where these officers will have to work their way through it, using all of their new skills and their own determination. It's not an easy job, and it's not easy to learn. But we, as citizens in general, owe a lot to these officers for accepting this position, knowing of its high demands. But they also know what they must owe to the public. This has been mentioned before: professionalism, respect, courtesy, discipline, and compassion. I'm so proud of the daily accomplishments of our own personnel. We all know that good news doesn't always make the news. However, these officers will succeed because of their dedication to their mission. They are to be commended for their success so far, and we look forward to them working with the other outstanding members of the Division of Police. The support of their families and their friends are essential in the months to come and in the years to come. I'm sure that the trainees will find some way to pay their families back. Maybe dinner? I'll close with some words that I will direct to the officers that I believe will carry them through their career. If you look at your job and each challenge you face with a positive attitude, you can succeed. Your attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. To you, your co-workers, and the citizens of Columbus, I wish you all well in your coaching and in your careers.
Thank you, Chief. We will now hear from the class orator, Officer Jeffrey Mooney.
Mayor Coleman, Safety Director Brown, Chief Jacobs, Executive and Command Staff, family, friends, and honored guests. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this special day. It is with great honor that I speak to you on behalf of the 118th Recruit Class. Today, we celebrate the ending of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. A new chapter that has 29 of us joining the greatest division of police in the country. Today, we join a division rich in history, tradition, and dedication to the community. Just 6 short months ago, I remember sitting in this auditorium with, at that time, 34 other strangers. We were happy to be here, we were excited, and we were maybe just a little bit nervous. But for many of us, this was the cultivation of a lifelong dream. It's a day that we will always remember. It was a day that many of us learned what a front-leaning rest position really meant, and some of us more than others. We learned what a gig line meant. We learned that what we thought were shine shoes were nowhere close. And we learned that our lives were no longer about ourselves. From day one, we were reminded that this division does not take lazy, it does not take complacency, and it does not take excuses. That first day started the 6 months of the best law enforcement training in the country. Beyond the pristine facilities that we've been blessed with here, we have had the amazing opportunity to be trained by the very best that this division has to offer. Just as much as we celebrate our accomplishments today, we also recognize their dedication to the constant improvement of this division of police. It is with their commitment to our success as to why we are here before you today. The level of training here surpasses that of every other agency, and it is that commitment to excellence that pushes this division above all others. As a token of our appreciation, the 118th is proud to present 3 TRX physical fitness training systems as a class gift to help ensure that future CPD officers are fit to fight. It has been an honor to be within these halls, and we thank you for your commitment, not only to us, but to this division and to the city of Columbus. We would be foolish to not extend our appreciation to those outside of the division who have made the journey with us. Family and friends. It is you who sacrificed your weekends, family gatherings, and your time. Because of you, the men and women on this stage are able to pursue a calling that goes above themselves, a calling they answer to serve, not just so that their family can be safe, but so that every family can be safe. Your dedication to us, your love, a lot of patience, and support are the reason we are here today. Today, you also join this division of police, and we thank you. As of today, we leave our lives as recruits, and we start our lives as officers with the Columbus Division of Police. I can stand before you today with great pride and admiration for the officers that sit behind me. Their dedication to excellence and their leadership skills go far beyond that of the average citizen. And I can say with great confidence that nothing was given to any officer on this stage. The Columbus Division of Police does not give you anything. You earn everything. You earn it through sweat, a little blood, and a tear or two. But the badge that sits upon their chest was earned with everything that they had. And I fully believe that if the 118th recruit class is a sign of things to come, the citizens of Columbus can breathe a little easier. In just a few short days, we will be patrolling the streets, doing what we have desired to do for so long, to serve our community. And it's hard to believe that day is finally here. We started out as 29 strangers and have become a family. We've laughed together, we've been tased together, and more importantly, we've worked together. We've enjoyed the highs and we've shared in the lows of the past 6 months. We've had a lot of fun and a lot of memories that we will never forget. For instance, we learned that you do not take your plastic horse with you to PT. We learned that butterflies are everywhere. We learned that words really do matter. And we learned just how thrilled Sergeant Reardon is when he receives flowers courtesy of a recruit in the first weeks of the academy. But before we leave this place and go our separate ways, I have a few words to my fellow officers. I challenge you to always serve with professionalism, to demonstrate excellence with leadership, cooperation, dedication, and attention to detail. I challenge you to serve with respect, to demonstrate appreciation for human dignity, diversity, and individual rights while always holding reverence for human life above all else. I challenge you to serve with integrity, to consistently adhere to honesty and ethical behavior, and to accept responsibility for your actions. I challenge you to serve with discipline, to always exhibit proper conduct and self-control in the face of adversity through a commitment to training and organizational standards. And I challenge you to serve with enthusiasm, to serve with passion and a sense of urgency to make a difference in our community. I am confident that you will, and I'm also confident of a few other things. One, that you will make not only yourselves and your family proud, but that you will bring pride to this division. Secondly, that we forever will be connected to the bond that we've shared here. After all, they say the family that's maced together stays together. And third, that for the next 25 years, there will be an abundance of stories that start with the words, "You'll never believe what Sherrod just did." We start and end our day in formation with our class chant. The words, the 118th recruit class, happy to be here, proud to serve, City of Columbus, is business time. While the men and women behind me are ready. We're hungry, we're dedicated, and we're prepared. May God bless you and your families, this division of police, and the great city of Columbus, Ohio. The 118th recruit class, happy to be here, proud to serve. City of Columbus, it's business time. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Mooney. Chief Jacobs, will you assist me in presenting the next awards? Officer Paul S. Lively receives the Scholastic Award for maintaining an academic grade point average of 98.6% for the 27 weeks of training. Officer Brett Popp is awarded the Shooter's Trophy. He achieved a score of 884 points out of a possible 900 points in firearms. Officer Don M. Olson receives the Physical Fitness Award. He received 478 points out of a possible 500 points. Officer Franklin S. Lucci receives the Defensive Tactics Award of Excellence for outstanding performance throughout all defensive tactics training. At this time, Officer Jason Jackson would like to recognize previous law enforcement explorers.
Good afternoon. The Columbus Division of Police actually has a Law Enforcement Explorer program, which is for young adults between the ages of 14 and 20. I'm glad that we have a new class. However, two of these individuals were ours a long time ago. I'd like to call up Lincoln Green and Danny Schlegel. These two young men have been in our program for quite some time, although one went away for military service. The other one stayed active all the way from the time he was in high school until he was hired by the division. I'd like to present them both with plaques for their participation in the program. Sir.
Chief Jacobs will now present the graduation certificates to the class. Feel free to take photographs during the presentation of the certificates, and please feel free to move to the front aisle when your officer receives the certificate. Class, stand, hut, left, right. Officer Charles W. Bishop IV. Officer Brandon K. Bright. Officer Theodis L. Cheers. Officer Sean M. Conair. Officer Michael D. Eschenberg. Officer Jonathan S. Goodrich. Officer Lincoln C. E. Green. Officer Richard B. Height, Jr. Officer Jennifer A. Holmes. Officer Alex M. Kistner. Officer Brian A. Robinson. Officer Kenneth J. Rich. Folks, it's okay to clap. It really is. Officer Thomas J. Pearson. Officer Nicholas J. Molnar. Officer Bryce E. Mittman. Officer Daniel J. Schlegel. Officer Brian M. Sherrod. Officer Robert C. Spann. Officer Glenn F. Speakerman. Officer Kendall E. Tiga. Officer Robbie L. Whitlow, Jr. Officer Jeffrey R. Mooney. Officer Paul R. Zabo. Officer Dustin G. Dilley. Officer Christopher J. Francis. Officer Brett H. Pop. Officer Paul S. Lively. Officer Don M. Olson. Officer Franklin S. Lucci. Ladies and gentlemen, the 118th Columbus Police Recruit Class. Several years ago, the Academy instituted class guide-on flags as a tradition of the Columbus Police Academy. We recently invited past classes to purchase their own flags, and as you can see, the response was overwhelming. As part of that tradition, all graduating classes purchase a class guide-on flag for some of the earliest recruit classes, those whose members are no longer with us. In this manner, the new honors the old. The 11th recruit class graduated on March 22nd, 1948. There were 16 officers in that class. The 118th recruit class will now post the colors for the 118th and the 11th recruit classes. Post. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the benediction by Reverend Richard Ellsworth.
Again, may we turn our thoughts and hearts to our Creator. Heavenly Father, we realize there's an item in any program, particularly a worship service on Sunday morning, where all the congregants, including the pastor and the priest, look forward, and that's the benediction, because it means the end. And certainly for these who have now been commissioned as police officers, we come to the end of this ceremony, the end of their training program here in the academy, and it is a time of joy. But it's not an end. It's simply a transition. And the benediction means good news. The good news that these individuals are going out to serve. Before they leave on a shift, may they remember the words, 3 wonderful words to tell their family members, I love you. When they return from the shift, may they remember to say, thanks for your support. Because it is the family that gives strength and encouragement. May we sense the unity that is ours as a family within this city of Columbus. And those of us who are citizens protected by the police appreciate these new officers who will go forth to serve in the spirit of the core values which are
Sir, professionalism, respect, integrity, discipline, enthusiasm, sir.
Amen.
You may be seated. Officer Ashenhurst, take charge of the class one last time.
Left, left and right, pace. Forward, forward. Left, left. Standing tall, looking good. Standing tall, looking good. On marching Hollywood. On marching Hollywood. Standing tall, looking good. Standing tall, looking good. On marching Hollywood. On marching Hollywood. Train hard and fight. Train hard and fight. Ready to serve day and night. Ready to serve day and night. Train hard and fight. Train hard and fight. Ready to serve day and night.
This concludes today's graduation ceremony. Thank you all for attending.